Hey everyone, it's me, Doomlink, and welcome back to the Castlevania livestream series. It feels very weird referring to it as the Castlevania livestream series when I've been recording it for what feels like 2 years, and it probably has been 2 years, and I haven't actually progressed beyond the first recording for that series, which is this build. It is the fist-only run of Symphony of the Night. I don't intend to only play Symphony of the Night in this series, but I felt that it would be very confusing to be doing multiple runs at the same time in the one series, so I'm doing it one run at a time. But I suppose, admittedly, because it is Castlevania, it can take quite some time to get through one full run of whatever game you're playing, so yeah, it happens to take a whole lot longer if you're not as committed as, or if you're not committed, I was about to say, if you're not as committed as I am. Rather, I meant the opposite. If you, much like me, find yourself completely non-committal to the process of recording this until you finally finish the run, yes, it's going to feel like it'll take a while. I have the most appropriate beverage that one could have when playing Castlevania, and that is red wine, which is accompanying most of my recordings these days, and also most recordings going on into the future, at least for the next month. So I don't want to pretend like I've prepared it specially for Castlevania. That would be disingenuous of me to suggest. It's good to be back, and I do have a vague memory as to what I last did. I think I came from the north, and indeed from the east at that point. I now have a few options, I would imagine, as to how I want to progress, and I think I'll be working that out as we continue upwards. I don't think I want to go immediately east of my current position, not to the extent where I would pass through a solid wall, of course. I just mean, you know, the mass of the castle that exists directly east to where I am, I think has already been explored about as much as it needs to be. In fact, no, I did come from that northeastern part. I was thinking I possibly reached this point by coming true east from here, but no, otherwise I wouldn't have discovered the tower that's north of my current position. I have to use compass directions because I can't really point out to you what I'm referring to. It has to be described, and I'm sure some of you probably just tune out. You're just like, well, fuck off, dude. Like, just play the game, and we'll work out where you've been and where you haven't been, etc. But, you know, I feel that it's important for me to, at the very least, explain to you what's in my head and what my intentions are as far as progressing is concerned. But, yeah, we've got our typical fist weapon, and I was considering whether or not there would actually be a better fist weapon out there than the dual knuckles. There may very well be. It's funny, I didn't necessarily intend to literally use a fist for this build. I was perfectly content to use, you know, knuckle dusters or something like that. Anything that would be extremely short range that wasn't, you know, a dagger or a knife or something along those lines. But in actual fact, it seems that these dual knuckles have yet to be, I suppose, replaced by anything better. So I'm sticking with an actual fist. And to be honest, the range isn't terrible. I mean, while that is melee range, if you actually look at it, Alucard's got a fucking long arm. Or maybe it is proportional, or proportionate. It matches his body proportions. How about we say that if I can't decide on a word to use? Actually, do I want to use this stupid powder? Or would I prefer the Bible? I actually think I like the powder, interestingly enough. One thing that I will mention is that I've had to rather dramatically change the delay on my video and audio from what it used to be. It must have something to do with the fact that when you're recording through analog, it's just not consistent. Some days it's going to be a certain speed, and then other days it'll be a different speed. Or I suppose the delay would be different. When I say speed, I suppose I mean the amount of time that it takes for the data to be sent to the computer, because that's essentially what's dictating the delay that I have to put on my video and my audio. Audio needs to match the video delay, of course, because otherwise I'll be out of sync. Essentially, the video and the audio is instantaneous, but that is not the case for the video, so I basically have to sync it up so that I'm reacting to what's on the screen at the same time that it's actually happening. But indeed, it seems to fluctuate with this capture card. It may just be naturally like that with any capture card that one would use, in that the delay is not consistent. The fact that there is a delay with old analog video is standard, but and possibly even older digital video. But as for whether or not it's typically inconsistent, I couldn't really say. The point is that I hope everything's fine. I express these concerns to you because I have no one else to lament my concerns to, or express my lamentations to. Because, oh, here we go. I do love it, I will say it every time, because, you know, I don't play this game regularly. If you are watching these recordings back to back, you must be getting sick of me saying the same things, but I do love it when the bat throws out that little heart, in recognition of the fact that I've taken the form of a bat myself. The bat just spotted this Jack of Bones, which is nice of him, because technically the Jack of Bones, or Jack-o'-bones rather, you can say either or, I'm sure both are technically correct. He wasn't actually on the screen, but the bat spotted him, so we were alerted to the fact that an enemy was there. And I suppose that would be one of the side benefits to having the bat form, not the bat form, I have a bat form, but what I mean is having the bat there. That must be one of the benefits to having it there in the first place. Will this give us access to somewhere we haven't yet been? In fact, I think it will, yeah. This will be interesting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to travel to all the locations that I can travel to, just so that I can have a better idea of where I can possibly progress. It will be clearer to me in the future as to where I can and can't go, unless it takes me back here. Damn it. Well, that begs the question as to why I didn't actually teleport here last time. Because if it can only go from one portal to another, in other words, it's a one-way avenue, why did I not take that portal to here last time? Because I'm quite sure that this portal was not discovered until I just walked into this room, so that is curious. But maybe it wouldn't be worth focusing on too much. Let's just move on and keep playing. Now, one interesting question would be, is it repetitive to have to do the same castle twice? Is inverting the castle enough to make it feel like it's something new? I'm not too sure about that yet. I'm sure I would have come to some conclusion in the past, but these days I'm not too sure. My head is not in Castlevania enough, and I apologize for that. You know, if I'm here recording Castlevania, I want my head to be in it, and I want to be able to make these determinations with some degree of certainty and confidence. But the reality is that I have been playing so much Monster Hunter recently, and obviously I do also play Zelda on and off. And Castlevania has just been taking a back seat consequently, and, you know, I want to change that. I really do want to change that. I've discussed it before, but I do have a number of the Game Boy Advance Castlevanias that I would like to play, not only in my own time, but also on camera. The only one that I've actually finished in my own time is Harmony of Dissonance, which is a game that I'm not especially enamored with, for reasons that I've no doubt gone into before, but I don't really want to have a cold start livestream run with whatever it's called, the one that's good, the good one. Aria of Sorrow. Nearly said Aria of Sorry. Well, I'm sorry that you're going to have to wait so long before you can actually see that, because I'm going to wait until I've actually done one of my own personal runs before doing that. I don't know how this guy actually operates. There's another one there! They were mirroring each other. It's very awkward to say mirroring. Have you ever said the word mirroring? It's just dumb. It feels like you're... Oh, hello, Tal. Well, yes, it would be late night for you. It is rather 7 PM for me. 12 hours ago, I was live streaming, weirdly enough. But yeah, I'm back. Yeah, Aria of Sorrow is a really nice game. It's so much more enjoyable than Harmony of Dissonance, which is so strange considering that they came out around the same time. I mean, Aria of Sorrow did come out after Harmony of Dissonance, but it just... the difference in quality was stark. It was really noticeable. And I think I even talked about it in the previous recording. What I'm trying to express to you is that I'm almost frustrated that I had my personal playthrough of Harmony of Dissonance before I did my most recent personal playthrough of, well, before I began my most recent personal playthrough of Aria of Sorrow, because after having completed Harmony of Dissonance as much as you possibly can, the castle is at whatever percentage it is, it's like 201% or something like that. That is the highest percentage you can get for castle completion. Once I had done that, I had sort of burnt myself out on Castlevania, so I wasn't able to do a completed run of Aria of Sorrow after that, and consequently I'm just not really in the mood to do a run of that immediately after this game. I may do a run of Circle of the Moon instead, I'm not too sure. Circle of the Moon's a bit rough. If it looks like I'm playing absolutely horrendously, it's because I am. I'd be doing a whole lot better if I weren't using a fist weapon. The thing is with fist weapons is, and I'm sure I'm repeating myself on this point also, but they do require a bit of skill. And I don't have much of that these days with Castlevania, so it's always a bit rough to come back into it and try to succeed. I'm doing my best. Sometimes my best is just not good enough. One just has to hope that I can get a flurry of attacks out fast enough to counteract the danger that I'm putting myself in. In other words, the monster dies before it can hit me, realistically. These guys, not very fun to deal with, and you can see one of the reasons why is because of their defense. He actually has the advantage of range over me, interestingly enough, and as I seem to recall, they don't give much experience when they die either. Is that rocket gonna hurt me? Maybe it's in the later games where they fire a fucking rocket when they die. Or perhaps I'm just making things up, maybe that's not true at all. Maybe there is no rocket to be fired. Is there a room further north? See how it seems to continue in the northern room from where I am. It seems to continue further east, which... the thing is, it might not be the case either, because this is a bit lower resolution. This is being played on the PlayStation 2, but it is the PlayStation 1 game. Because of that, sometimes... no, that is definitely an entrance point. Even at the low resolution, they're usually pretty noticeable. I feel that I want to at least continue in that direction, just to really point out the fact, just for the benefit of future me, that that is a direction for me to go in. Just makes things a little easier, a little faster. One of the good things about, well, see, I don't actually want to discuss that. I was about to mention something that I've probably also said before, so I'm just going to not do that. Oh, it's another one of these fucking rooms. I was immediately thrown out, but at the very least, that has now marked another direction for me to go in a much more conspicuous fashion than was previously marked. I'm just going to jump past these guys. Yes, experience is good, but I've already killed them, and I just don't want to deal with them at this point. Oh god, how many of you are there? I'm glad that my defense is good enough to not take much damage from them, but the number of hits I've taken is pretty intense, so... ugh. Yeah, I get it. Just don't let me get hit by the Lion Man. He's literally called Lion. That is a concern, actually, and I think I might have taken note of this, but, well, not just taken note of it, but actually tried to rectify this issue. I think I may have decided to put myself on the other side, so that you could see the names of the enemies when they appear. Maybe I'll try doing that. See how the name of that enemy is literally Lion? Why did they just give it such a generic name? This is getting ridiculous. How many of these fucking enemies are there? Go away! Look how many of them there are! This is unreasonable. Yeah, I can one-shot them with a critical, but I'm not guaranteed to get a critical. Or perhaps I am. Jeez, maybe I have no business being so terribly aggressed by them if they just die when I attack them back. They don't die in one shot all the time, do they? Maybe they do. Maybe I'm being really dramatic and feeble, which is entirely possible. Got anything here? No, doesn't look like it. Fine. Very well. We will make use of the bat form to get up to this higher level. Go away. I don't like enemies that move like this, whether they're Medusa heads or shmoos or whatever the hell. And that was a good example of the fact that, or a good confirmation of the fact, or a confirmation of my suspicion that in fact they don't always die with one hit. So I feel a little better about myself now. And to my great pleasure, I can indeed... Well, fine, I will fucking save. To my great pleasure, there is a save point and I can recover my health. Because I don't like losing all that health. I think most of the damage that I was taking was in ones, so that will give you some idea of just how many times I managed to take a hit there. Or how many times I managed to allow myself to be hit. I really need to stop amending every fucking statement I make. I suppose it's my way of explaining to you all that I can actually speak better when I try a second or third time than whatever my first attempt was. It's one of the reasons why I prefer to write than speak. Because when you write, you can take a moment to consider what you'd like to say before you say it. But when it comes off the cuff, well, it's a little harder to get it right. At least if you're a hopeless perfectionist such as myself. Oh, there is one room. Are you seeing that one room further? I suppose from my current position it would be southwest. It's just above the warp point. Is it worth going over there? This may very well link up to a direction where I can actually head over there, so... Sometimes just using the mist form is a good idea. I have a sneaking suspicion that these enemies are not giving much experience points. Here's this room. Well, we were just going to loop back to it anyway, but sometimes you just don't know. Yeah, brilliant. Fucking good on you, man, you stupid shmoo. You can't stay angry at them though, because they're called shmoos. If they had a more annoying name, sure, but shmoo is just... It's both funny and cute. And it's difficult to stay angry at them, as I just said before. I reiterated the point because it's very important. It's not because I think you're stupid, and that you didn't hear me the first time. I'm repeating it for emphasis. Hey, that's what you would call a good maneuver to avoid the enemy. That's what it means to actually get used to the game that you're playing. I am actually trying to create the mist form, and I did press the button to do that, but I must be getting hit so desperately frequently that it's becoming almost sad. But of course the sadness factor was unrelated to anything in-game that would prevent me from using the mist form. But I did comment on the sadness regardless. You see, I try to delay the jump nicely and cleanly to get over the lion, as it's called. And then I just get hit by the shmoo anyway. Fuck off. Fuck right off. Go away. Really? This is what's going on here? It was just this empty ass room. Oh no, there seemed to be. No, that was just the shmoo exploding. No, I think there is... Seriously, the shmoos keep exploding. Or perhaps I'm getting this weird visual effect on my body as I get hit, and it makes it look like the wall is breaking. But it's not. And I'm glad that I've been able to determine that. Alright, so I just completely discovered this area and it didn't yield anything of particular interest. I suppose I got a few potions of some description, like, I don't know what they would even be. I can give you some examples of what they could have been. We've got resist thunder, resist stone. You know, those sorts of things. We picked up 3 of those, which quite frankly is not much of a reward for exploring this whole section of the bloody castle, but whatever, it's an adventure, isn't it? You can't just be rewarded every time you go in some direction, then it stops being an adventure. You start to expect the result. And when you're expecting a result, and that result is what you get every single time, it stops being adventurous, doesn't it? At least for some people. I actually stabbed my finger today. I don't know if you can see that. That right there. That is not a cut, that is a stab. That is a stab wound on my finger. And while I was setting up my green screen, I was handling it without actually being cognizant of the fact that I had a stab wound on my finger. And I, you know, was left in pain. And don't worry, I can play video games just fine. It's just, you know, I can't put pressure on that particular part of the finger. There are much worse places on the finger to stab yourself with a knife. If you're wondering how I managed to stab myself with a knife, let's not go there. I'm just talking about it because it's a point of discussion that may or may not be interesting for you to hear. But, yeah, it's, you know, it's fine if I don't put pressure on the fucking thing. Which obviously indicates that it's not an especially deep stab wound. But it is still a stab wound, and quite frankly, referring to it as such makes it sound a lot more grand than it actually is, so I will continue to refer to it in that way. I'd like to hit you with a fire attack from the bat, because it's enjoyable to do so. That shoots... Oh, I've got a double fire now. That might be one of Vlad's abilities. Let me actually check that, I'm interested. Relics, let's have a look. Something of Vlad, does it give me a double... Fireball, okay. Heart of Vlad, Rib of Vlad, Ring of Vlad. Maybe they're all stat bonuses. Fire of Bat. Is there an upgraded version of Fire of Bat? Because it wasn't always 2 fireballs. You know, if I actually played this game frequently and didn't forget everything that I had done in previous recordings, I would actually know why I have 2 fucking fireballs, but I've since forgotten. No, Tal, it's... Well, okay, I can at least say that I was opening packaging, okay? And I put... When you're handling a knife, you have to be careful with where your knife is in relation to where you're, you know, moving the knife. And my finger happened to be in a... like, directly in line with the point of the knife that was pushing forwards. And I stabbed it into my finger, which is really fucking dumb. Like, really stupid. But occasionally, this is the thing, you must always take care when using a knife. And at some point in your life, you'll just start to become complacent. You won't actually be careful with the knife that you're holding in your hands. And then, you know, some incident will occur that will teach you again to stop being an idiot with the knife. So, yeah. As you can see, this guy... Whoa, shit. He has the advantage over me when it comes to range, so I don't really want to be jumping in there with my fist. Can you stop rolling around now? He looks so absurd. I must need to hit him out of that. Yep, that's exactly what I needed to do. I'm sure... Oh, come on. You've made your point, you like to roll around. I'm sure that's part of your identity and all of that. You just wouldn't be the same person if you couldn't roll around. If I could even refer to you as a person. I like how I'm creating a story and a personality for this disgusting creature. Which is roughly how he sounded. You know, I think the game's a bit too loud. I'm gonna drop it back just a little bit. What's that? Nail of Vlad, I think? Tooth of Vlad. Well, nail and tooth, pretty similar. In fact, tooth and nail is part of a phrase, due to their similarity. It is not a coincidence, ladies and gentlemen. Just checking to make sure that I'm not missing any possible directions for me to go in. Looks like at this stage I have 2. This one seems to be the direction that is shortest. Any direction that seems to not go as far is the one that I want. In other words, directions that lead to a dead end are ideal. Because I don't want to go really far in one direction and then have to go all the way back just to Like, imagine if I went all the way to the east, and then had to come all the way back here just to explore this little tiny bit. It would be annoying, right? So, obviously... Well, maybe the gauntlet's alright. Perhaps not. Where would I even equip the gauntlet? Surely the gauntlet's not a fist weapon. It could be, technically. One would imagine that it would instead be armor, but, you know, maybe I could punch the enemies with a gauntlet-covered fist. I don't know. Or a gauntlet-clad fist might be a better way to refer to it. It could be an accessory. It is. How much does it increase my defense? Quite considerably. How do I feel about the Bloodstone? Do I need this? Improves blood healing ability? I don't know if I really need that. At this stage, I think I'd prefer the defense. That's considerable. 10 additional defense means a lot. What is the blood healing ability exactly? I think what it does is or maybe I'm getting confused with the blood cloak. It's either the Bloodstone or the blood cloak that recovers your hearts when you get hit. I'm assuming when they say healing, they are referring to the same effect as the blood cloak. Let's look. Converts damage to hearts. So maybe it does actually heal you, I don't know. It'd be great if I could remember, wouldn't it? What's Arc of Life? Improves healing. Heal item power. Interestingly enough, if you were of the mind to do so, every time you wanted to use a healing item, you could just equip the Arc of Life, and then when you weren't going to use a healing item, you could swap it out again. Keeping the Arc of Life equipped constantly is really something to benefit the lazy man, or woman. And I suppose I'm the lazy man, so I'll probably continue doing that. Am I stupid? This increases my attack, not my defense. Because I saw the number and I just imagined that gauntlet being, you know, something to armor you. You know, you wear it as armor, right? I would imagine that it would increase defense, and so I saw the stat go up by 10. Excuse me, why am I saying 10? The point is that the stat is going up by 5, because apparently I can't read. Not only can I not read, but... wow, on 2 fronts I completely misread what I'm looking at here. It's quite shocking, isn't it? But anyway, moving on. Once I actually saw ATT plus 5, I looked at that and I realized that's actually not defense. And then I thought about what ATT must mean, and then I took my eyes over to the ATT stat on the screen and I realized, oh, incidentally, Doomlink, that's not defense. But you know what? I do want that additional attack. I think that would be nice. Anyway, after that unedifying mistake that I made, I think we will... Hold on. I can actually continue north up here. This is where the decisions start getting difficult. Because I can either go further up a tower, presumably, or I can continue to the east. I know that hallway going to the east, I think. If it is the one that I'm thinking of, it's not very exciting, and I've already been over there, so maybe I shouldn't bother. But you can see that once I get over to the east there, I'll be able to continue north from there, so... Would I rather go north from this position, or from over there? We might get something of a scenery change if I go to the east, so... With that in mind, I might have a head over there. I might head over there, if I can enunciate correctly. That would be great. You know, I sort of look like I'm a bit too far forward. Let's move myself there. That's a little better. I don't want to be too far forward. Looks weird. Am I too big? I'm probably too big, aren't I? Yes. Make myself a little less gigantic. I'm making adjustments to the recording like, what, 30 minutes in? It'd be great if I could be content with it from the beginning. Oh. This was not a continuation point all the way to the other side. This was just a save point. Very well. We will make use of it then. Data saved. You know why it scares me to save data? If anything goes wrong with this recording, I'm fucked. I can't go back. I hope everything's okay. Because there's always that temptation to re-record. Well, sometimes you really have to re-record something if the recording ends up being unsalvageable for one reason or another. But if I've already saved over my progress, I can't go back, so it's scary shit. Especially when you're recording live like this. But whatever, that is the risk that we take, isn't it? I have run into that issue already in this particular run, but it hasn't actually resulted in a travesty that required the entire cancellation of the run, which is good. It always helps when we can avoid situations like those. Thank you, Bat, for doing work. You need to keep away from those beams. Those beams really hurt, by the way. Get away from me. I absolutely hate the sound effect. I know I say it all the time, but the sound effect is awful. It hurts my fucking ears. I hope it hurts your ears as well, because I don't want to be the only one suffering. I'm pleased to see that my bat form can produce enough damage to kill those guys in technically one attack. That is a heart maxer. I'm letting you know in case you can't read. What's going on over here? I would imagine that that doesn't go much further beyond there. So I will venture in this direction. Are you fucking for real? This is really pissing me off. I'm misinterpreting what I'm looking at here, that's why I'm being so foolish. I'm clearly not the best Castlevania player. You guys are probably used to watching me being at least semi-competent at the game that I play, but no, not in Castlevania. If you can believe it, there was a time when I wasn't playing like an actual mentally deficient toddler. But yeah, that was a long time ago. And unfortunately, being away from it for long enough does create that deficiency within me. And I apologize for that. Maybe it's entertaining for some, but I'd imagine it would have to be frustrating for others. Come on, there has to be something in here. Thank you! I was going to be very upset if there was nothing in here, and I really wasn't in need of food. Quite frankly, food is not what I was hoping for. But I suppose it's not... They're not going to reward you for trying to smash a hole in the wall of a room that literally has nothing in it. So, I get it. That is a shottle and a mallet? It's a hammer. And I'm covering the... whatever. It's a shottle and a hammer, okay? I can't use either of them because neither of them are classed as fist weapons, as one could imagine. So yeah, you're not even going to see them, alright? Not even going to see them. Well, I'm glad, Tal. I'm glad we're all in the same boat here with this stupid sound effect. Can I write to Konami and complain? It's probably a little bit too late, but... my ears deserve better. Oh shit, what's going on? Is there no point for me to progress through? Or for me to progress in? Okay, I think I can see where I need to go, and it is all the way to the east, and then I can go north from there. That's a long way to go. Am I certain that there's nothing more for me to do over here? Because I rather need to be. It looks like way southeast of my current position. There is a way to continue east, like there's a doorway, but that's in the... Is it called the Tower of Death in this game? I think so. It's where the Medusa heads are going around. You've got all the cogs in the elevators. That place, like that entranceway, doesn't exist. I'm sure it leads to something, I have no doubt, but I can't actually access any sort of entrance. I can't work out how to get in it. Mist form doesn't get me through anything. No attack that I deal to the wall gets me through anything. So, for all intents and purposes, that is not actually a way forward at this stage. So, I'm just going to move on from that particular direction, and instead... focus elsewhere. Shut up. Shut up. I guess what I can do, at least with this guy, is kill him so that he shuts up. I think I'm dealing noticeably more damage, by the way, with that gauntlet. I suppose it makes sense that a gauntlet would increase your damage, but only with a fist weapon. It wouldn't make sense if you were using an actual sword or something along those lines, and then you equipped a gauntlet and suddenly you were hitting the monster harder or more effectively. That's illogical, but I suppose games aren't always logical, are they? There's no need to ruin the fun, Doomlink. It's not about how realistic the game is, it's about the fun. And I think most people would agree that this game is fun. So, yeah, it doesn't matter what side of the screen I'm on, I'm in the way. And you know what's great? That entranceway that I was talking about, I'm almost covering it. In fact, I might be covering it. No, I'm not. I'll show you where it is. This is the entranceway right here. Trying to get my finger right on it. That entranceway right there, that's the one that I was talking about. That was not something I could access. At least I can actually point it out to you. I'm here. Here. My finger's gone off the screen. Anyway, just to entertain you, I suppose. If you are that easily entertained, then wow. I'm sorry. I suppose I'm not entirely sure if I'm happy with being on the left side of the screen. Maybe I'd be better off being on the right. No matter what, I'm covering something, so I'll just give in for now. Should be fine. You know what? No. I'm not happy. Had to think about it, but I'm not happy. I feel like I'm covering too much of the map at the moment. I'll put myself over here. Back over here, Doomlink is flipping around and sliding around and doing all of those sorts of things. Because he is terribly indecisive. Oh, fuckers. If you're gonna hit me, do it. Do it. As they say. Or as he says. So we're almost there, at that northern part. Unfortunately, it is out of my reach. I cannot point it out to you as I was doing before with that previous exit point. You know what? We're keeping with the axe. The axe is great. The axe is never bad. It's just a really nice all-rounder. Alright, so we're heading up here. Are you fucking kidding me? This is what I came here to do? This is what I mean. It's so frustrating when you take such a long journey just to get to nowhere. It's terrible. Well, where am I going from here then? Shit. Fucking hell, I can see one place that I can go, but there is always that fear that you're finally going to get there, and it's just nothing of importance. Or it's just one room on its own. That is one of the fears of Castlevania, honestly. Fuck. Now, let's see if it's close to where I am now. No, I can't actually point it out from here, but it's alright, we'll slowly make our way over there. Fuck, don't step on the things. Or don't step in between them, really, is the advice I would give to myself. And to you. Alright, I've got a bit of distance to travel, but travel broadens the mind. Where is the best way to go? I think down here. It may be the only way to go, I'm not sure, but it would be accurate to say that the only way to go would be the best way to go. Can we not have this happen right now? Don't you dare make the sound again. Stop it. Stop it. I will not put up with that shit. It's just that it's the most terrible sound of any enemy in any video. Maybe that's going a bit far. Any enemy in any video game? That's a tall order to, you know, maybe not tall order, but the point is that it's a significant statement to say that that is the most annoying sound in all of video game. But it's definitely up there. Stop it. So we did get a sword, and quite frankly I'm interested in that sword. I didn't know that these guys dropped a sword, or had the potential to drop a sword, so I'm going to look at it once I'm in a quiet area. I do know that if I step in between this, it's going to hurt. Yeah, good. Hey look, there's the little ricochet thing. I'm not interested though. Are these guys hiding too? No, they're not. There's nothing in between here, thank God. It's enough to give you post-traumatic stress disorder. Alright, so let's have a look at that sword. I remember what it looks like. It has an interesting name too. Terminus Est. Poisoned Executioner's Sword. Well, it's very cool. At least from the picture. Oh yeah, that's nice. Now, the unfortunate thing is that it does have Alucard's sword's range and attack style. Now the problem with that is that it's much slower than Alucard's sword. See, that's one of the ways in which you can get around that. You can actually do the... It's not really an exploit, I'm sure it's intended, but technically when you hit the ground or crouch, let me see if it's hitting the ground. It's hitting the ground, not crouching. So when you hit the ground, you're actually given the opportunity immediately to do a new attack. So if you attack mid-air and then land, you're given that option, see? Otherwise, you have to do this. It's a bit slower. Actually, I think crouching does help to make it faster. I'm not sure. Whatever it is, we're not doing it because this is fist only. Sadly. But yeah, I suppose why I was expressing it in a negative way, that it has Alucard... Whoops, I forgot that I'm using the axe now. Oh, can you go away? I bet I can kill you before you can hit me. I can't say the same for your friend, though. Look how weak the axe is against this fellow. How much does it hurt when I hit him? Well, I can see how much it hurts when he hits me. Holy fucking shit! Can you take it easy? This is not good. I have to get past him, and I know how to do it. I'm perfectly happy to fight you, my friend. It's just that, if I die here, we're in serious shit. I haven't saved for a while. Alright, save point is over there, and we're going to focus on getting there. We're going to have to get through a few more of these enemies in order to reach it. But it happens to be in the direction that I want to go anyway. So we're going to live with it. I'm trying to be conservative with my MP expenditure, because Mistform does expend a lot of it. Alright, that's you again. Gorgon, as you're called in this game. You've got a different name in the later games. Or at least Dawn of Sorrow, which is where I remember you having a different name. I'm sure you were in other games before Dawn of Sorrow, though. And possibly Aria of Sorrow. It had a weird name, it was Cataboles or Catobolus, something like that. Possibly pronounced Catabolus? I don't actually know. I can't really pronounce something that I don't remember, okay? So, or I can't attempt to pronounce something that I don't remember. It would get very awkward very quickly. Sometimes one would second guess a pronunciation while being able to read a word completely. But if you go based on your memory, you've got no chance of being confident with your pronunciation. That is the reality. So I'd better just stop trying. Alright, the moment of truth, ladies and gentlemen. If this is not an actual direction for me to go in, I might cry. I might cry. I'm not going to make any promises that I won't, so I'm just going to put it out there and say that I may. I may very well do so. Please, please, please be a direction. Thank you. I think this is a direction for me to go in. The stresses of progressing through the castle in Castlevania. Which is kind of the point of the game, given that the word castle is in the name. But, goddamn. I'm very happy. I mean, really, this is a considerable point of progression in the sense that I've obviously already traversed the northern part, like the north of where I am, and I've gone all the way to the east. But this is straight through the guts of the castle, heading to the east, which is all brand new territory in the inverted castle for me, so this is important. This is actually significant. There you go, there's Mr. Holywater. It is time for me to return to the ways of Holywater. Thanks, Holy Water, for existing. This is nice to see again, this location. North or south? I'm feeling south today. What the fuck is going on with you? Bitterfly. I remember you guys returned in Order of Ecclesia. I don't think they were this invisible, though. I seem to recall them in Order of Ecclesia. Crazy as it sounds, like, Castlevania for me is a series from my past, so far distant in my past, that when Order of Ecclesia came out, that was actually more recent than when I was playing this game regularly. So for me, my most recent memory of those enemies was Order of Ecclesia. It's fucking crazy. Stop. Maybe there must be some sort of indication that they're there. Either a sound or something, but yeah. I love how whatever liquid is housed in that orb actually falls upwards. Yeah, I know, I get it. I want the money. It's $400, man. You know what I could do with $400? I could get the nicest beer ever and drink it on camera, and I would love every second of it. No, there are many more things I could do with $400, like save it, like a responsible adult. Seriously. Drink beer with your $400 that you picked up off the ground. Well, the thing is, if you randomly find money on the ground, you're more likely to spend it for fun. You know, you're not going to do something responsible with it. When you've earned the money yourself, you tend to be a little more responsible with it, but that's certainly not speaking for everyone. But I mean it when I say that if you find money on the ground, you're not going to be trying to be super sensible about how to spend it. It'll be spent on a leisure activity or something like that. Fucking Gremlin. These guys got a name change as well in Portrait of Ruin. Fuck off. I forgot what they were called actually in Portrait of Ruin now. Gremlin has overridden my recollection. Hello, Hossein. Welcome to the Castlevania livestream. Get out of here. He's fucking vile. The thing is, I wouldn't be playing this game quite as badly if I had a weapon on hand, like a proper weapon. And some would most likely argue the point by saying, well, this is a perfectly proper weapon, Doomlink. Well, not for me, because it's a little bit too skill-based. I need to get too close to the enemy. I'm not used to 2D games anymore, so it's a little difficult to get so close range to enemies without just getting hit. So it's, it's a challenge for me. One can only hope that it will temper me in the best way possible for future play and future recordings in Castlevania. Maybe I'll become better again faster on account of having done fist weapons in this build, so one can only hope. I'm rather tempted to do Portrait of Ruin actually for the next livestream playthrough. Well, the next run in this recording series, that's really what I'm meaning to say. Do I perform a specific combo to... Don't do this. I don't even care. Stop it. Get off me, you stupid devil. Demon, devil, I don't know what they're called. Their names change as well. I don't like that. It must have to do with different translation teams working on the different games throughout the years. They don't actually make any attempt to maintain some form of consistency across the games with the enemies, and that's kind of rough. I don't like that. It's rough in the sense that the knowledge that a person may have from an older game doesn't carry over into the new game. And it's not nice. I don't like that. Well, this is where I need to make a decision. Do I want to go north from here, or east from here? Let's go north from here. Because if I have to backtrack, I may not have to, but if I feel the need, or if I feel like it would be a good idea to backtrack, once I link up to that part of the castle that I have already explored, it's not that far to go. Whereas it might be quite a long way to backtrack if I were to go east first and then make my way back. Who knows? I think this is what's best, so this is what I'm going to do. I don't trust these devils, they're going to attack me while I'm in midair. I think this is a long way up. Which is precisely why I'm using the mist form. I don't want to have to deal with them. Get away from me, goat, stop us. Now I've got another one controlling me. They're just going to endlessly control me, I get the point. I get the point, yeah, this was my mistake. I should have stayed in the mist form. Did I? No, surely not. Okay, it looked like I just threw my night shield. No, I must have just taken it out, but why did it fall off? Must be an effect that occurs when... My bat is doing work, but I'll tell you what, fucking awful that situation. Goddess shield, here we go, this could actually be an upgrade. Goddess shield, it is an upgrade. But if you've noticed, I never use my shield. I never use my shield because I get hit anyway. If I'm expecting to take a hit, then I'm doing the wrong thing. How much can I... Look at that. It doesn't fucking do anything. I think shields are dumb in a game like this. That is not quite how I wanted that to go. Time to just use the mist form the whole way. Could you imagine not using the mist form for this? It would be terrible. Ugh. I'd need one of those Circle of the Moon abilities, honestly. You know, those passive effects that can hit enemies without you having to actually do anything. The cards, you know. Combine the cards and create effects and stuff. Go away. Alright. It looks like that's as far as I go. In the northern direction. It doesn't actually link up with that, well, at least not yet. It doesn't link up with that other part of the castle that I have explored just yet, but it may. We will have to see. This is very familiar, this location. It's like I've been here before. How truly bizarre. I have been here before, obviously, because it's the inverted castle. It's the same castle as before, it's just upside down. Thank you for letting us know, Doomlink. Oh. You know, it's scary, this stab wound on my finger. Because if you do forget about it, and it's so easy to forget about it, because it's in... You see, it's in the halfway point of your finger. So, this is my index finger, obviously. The end part, the end joint of my index finger, I can put pressure on that and it's fine. I can even put pressure on the other part, but that middle part, if I put pressure on that, I'm fucked. It's not great. It's interesting how it's so localized to that particular part, and because it's so localized, it's really easy for me to forget about it. So if I'm, you know, the greatest fear of mine at this point is like puncturing it and just really hurting myself. I don't know. I just have to think, I have to be mindful of it, really. That's what it comes down to. I've got a hair in my hand. I have been presented with one of my own hairs. I was holding it in my hand. Incidentally, I didn't have any use for it at that time, and really I never have a use for a hair in my hand. This might sound gross, but you can floss your teeth with hair. I've never done that, okay, but it did suddenly occur to me once. I was like, you know, if you've got long hair, you can fucking floss your teeth with it. But it's so gross, like the notion of it is just so gross that you stop yourself. So, you know, I'm pleased to say I've never done it, but that is a use for hair. Look, the reason why I mentioned that is because I said that there would never be a use for hair, or that I would never have a use for hair, and so it got me thinking, you know, what could I do with a piece of hair in my hand? And I realized, well, you can technically floss with it. Get out of it. This is the fake one. I don't want to fight the fake one. Can I fight the real one? You're the one down here. I hate you. Lesser demon. Well, I don't want to fight the normal one. Whatever the normal demon is, like the full-fledged demon, I don't want to fight him because you suck. I need to be better with my positioning. Whether it be myself or the... And he's summoning another one. You know what I want, mate? I just wanted that thing that was on the ground that's no longer there. And because it's no longer there, I can move on. With myself and with many other things. Are you dead yet? You're dead. I'm very pleased with the damage that I can deal, but I feel that I almost inevitably, if it's a B in inevitably, I feel like I have to inevitably take damage, and it's awful. It frustrates me. Before I continue in that direction, I think we know where I'm going to go first, and that is towards this unexplored section of the room. When I get impatient, I start to do this, okay? There was a time when I was doing this more often than not, and I think that may have been towards the start of this particular run in this livestream series. I pulled myself out of the habit of doing that because it's not as fun to watch. So I'm not going to do it very often. Just when I get really impatient. This is one of the creepiest enemies in video gaming for me. Look how disturbing that thing is. This is a creature from the depths of hell. I mean, look at her. Fucking hell, the way it's got that long neck and the way it walks. And it's got these really buff legs, but the arms are quite thin. It's scary. Imagine if this fucking walked out in front of you in real life. I would never be the same again. I would absolutely I'd go into shock permanently, I think. Fire Demon it's called. Well, that's a very unremarkable name for such a disturbing beast. Ugh. Anyway. I love the little sound effect that occurs when it dies. Just this. It sounds very understated, you know. It's like just this boop, 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 boop. Almost sounds like a BB gun. That was a high potion sitting in that glowing orb. That crystal ball. There's nothing else here. Whatever. Exciting, not. I'm going to see how much experience I get from your ass. 7,244. 34. Oh, are you dead? Yeah, you are. Oh, wow, that's actually significant. That is some significant experience from you. I am pleased to see that. Given how much damage it requires to kill you, I'm glad that it's accurately reflective of that. You know, the amount of experience that I get. Okay. Monster Hunter Rise strikes more fear in me than that monster, not gonna lie. Are you saying that to suggest that the monster is exceptionally, like this creature is exceptionally non-threatening in your eyes? Or are you saying that Rise is actually a scary game in how bad it is? Like, you're gonna have to clarify that a little bit. But anyway. It's an interesting thought, but there's so many possible meanings to that. And it concerns me. Alright, I guess we'll continue it here. This may or may not be leading to a boss. I have a sneaking suspicion that it is leading to a boss, and this may even be it right here. Have I recently saved? No, but I will likely get a save point just before I have to engage the boss. The good thing about this game, take a lesson, Elden Ring. When you enter a fucking boss room, you're given the option to step out of it when you realize it's a fucking boss room. You're either shown that it's a boss room before you go in, or if it's just an open entrance, you walk in and you can even walk a step or two before you can actually go back and change your mind. You know, they don't trick you. They don't force you to fucking fail in an uncreative and unpleasant way. It's your choice. You know, it's a challenge that you'll have to face, but they're nice enough to give you the option to at least prepare for it. If you're unaware of the fact that it's even there. Anyway. How the fuck did I guard that? Oh my god, talk about a combo. Stop it. It is time to stop, I think. For fuck's sake. What a terrible little room. Okay, Rise is very scary in the way that it's bad, okay. Because Rise in and of itself is very non-threatening, so I thought maybe you were saying that you were really, you know, not afraid of that monster at all, and you used Rise as an example to explain that, but okay. Stop! Fucking shit! These goddamn combos. You know how to actually get past this? I don't want to cheese it. This is called cheesing the game, ladies and gentlemen. I want to fight these enemies, and I want to hurt them, and kill them, and receive experience from them. But you can see that it's like... I feel like a metal ball in a pinball machine right now. I'm being smashed from one place to the other, then I get bashed by some random thing because I made contact with it. And, you know, if I ever wanted to know what it was like to be a pinball, I now know. Because that sucks, and it looked a lot like that sort of thing. Do I like Elden Ring? Sure. It's fine. I prefer Souls, but it's not that bad. I respect the people who don't like it. And you can imagine that I'm close to people who don't like it, and yeah. I'm not going to start having an Elden Ring conversation right now. I'm sure plenty of people who would enjoy Castlevania. Let's be real, not many people who... Oh, see, there you go. Check this out. See how I've got a fucking option to walk out of here? Stupid fucking Elden Ring. Anyway, that's the fucking boss room, so... Hallelujah. Yes, we want to go this way. That should be the save room over there. And even if it's not, there is another room that I want to venture into. But anyway, I like Elden Ring, I guess, but it could have been a bit better, but it was pretty good for their first attempt at an open world game, I suppose. So, although the PC port was fucking atrocious, we're not going to talk about that. Here is the other entrance over here. Oh, what I was also going to say was that I'm sure a lot of people who enjoy Castlevania would be the type of person to enjoy Elden Ring, and they've probably all likely tried it. And then I was also going to say there was 3 separate points that I was getting on there before I was rudely interrupted by the presence of the boss room. The other point was, let's be real, pretty much everyone watching this either live or in VOD form does not watch me for Castlevania. So, there you go. Anyway... There are a few directions we can go in right now, but I'm going to take on this boss. I'm ready for it. There are definitely some bosses that are difficult to deal with. I know it looks like all of the bosses in the inverted castle... Oh my god, this is one of the hard ones. Oh dear god, I don't know how I'm going to do this with a fucking fist weapon, guys. I don't know how I'm going to do it. This is not good at all. What I'm going to do is I'm going to destroy all the limbs. I don't want to deal with these fucking bastard creatures. You can see that I'm taking a lot of damage right now. I'm going to see what I can do. They do give you a throwing axe. Oh my god, see these fucking creatures flying around? That is not good enough damage. I'm sorry, it's fucking insufficient. Now I'm fucking poisoned. I hate this boss, ladies and gentlemen. What I was going to say, and I did manage to get a lot of it out before the start of this fight, you will have noticed that a lot of the bosses I've been fighting in the inverted castle are really easy. Well, this is one of the harder ones, and I'm not a fan of it at all. See, I can't really deal with those flying shits. I need to develop a strategy here. I can't remember what I did, you know, it was through great trial and error that I got through this boss and killed it last time I tried. But I can't remember how I did it. It's too long ago. Look, I'm not even attempting to succeed this time around, okay? I'm not attempting to do that. I'm just looking to see what's involved in the fight so that I can make my way through it. I can't reach the reset button. Hitting the reset button is faster than waiting for this game over screen to finish. But you know, interestingly enough, a lot of people just sit at this fucking game over screen and they're like, why does it take so long to progress? It's because you need to press a button to make it progress, man. You can't just sit there without making any input in your controller, or on your controller, because then you will be sitting at that game over screen forever. Fucking hell. Hello. Comrade Cowgirl. Comrade Cowgirl. Interesting name. The reason why Frontier feels like Unite is because Frontier is a second-gen Monster Hunter game. It came out in 2007. Same year as Freedom 2. I don't know if I even want to attempt to fight this boss right now. I can't really see a way forward. I guess I can give the axe a try. In the end, I'm going to return to that previous save, so I will get Holy Water back. I'm not forced to keep the axe, but... yeah, the axe might be my only way forward. But I have to deal with these stupid insect creatures. I don't want to be poisoned. See, my hope is that as I throw an axe, it'll get through lots of different enemies. It'll get through the bugs, it'll get through multiple parts of the boss. The throwing axe is very helpful. But you can see, I've only got so many hearts right now. I'm sure I've got heart recovery items, I wouldn't doubt that. Oh, go away, bug creature. If all I have to deal with is poison damage in this boss fight, then that's great. I'm sure I'll get through it. If that's the situation. Fucking bug creature. Look at them all coming after me. Dear lord. He sends more and more of them after me as the fight progresses, as you can tell. Okay, we could maybe try this side. Of course, one does hope that the throwing axes will deal with the bugs, but alright. This is where we... okay, to deal with this boss, I can imagine a few things being necessary. The first is the purchasing of heart max-ups, and the second would be possibly getting more potions. We'll see what happens. Not heart max-ups, rather. Not heart max-ups. I instead mean heart recovery items if they can be purchased. Which they might not be. I might not be able to purchase them because that would be a bit too easy, wouldn't it? I'm not at this stage seeing anything. Okay, what I need to do is I need to focus on the right side, then focus on the left side. Let's have a look. I think I've almost got enough. Here we go, heart refresh. I don't think one would be enough. Of course, we're going to give it a try. There you go. The thing is, it gives me 500 fucking hearts, and I don't... my maximum is 209, as you can tell, so... it feels a little bit unnecessary. I need to be really smart with my item use here. I'm trying to hit the bugs and the boss. And I also need to simultaneously avoid getting hit by the bugs. See, that's great. If I can hit the bugs, plus the boss. Dear God. I don't want to just be hitting the bugs. I do need to hit the boss as well. I call them bugs because I don't know how else I'm going to refer to them. I'm not referring to Bugs Bunny, obviously. Oh, don't hit me, you stupid worm bastard. I'm definitely going to need to get a potion at the ready. Okay. This is stressful. Hello, Darksu. I've got a few potions there, well, a few high potions. What about regular potions? Do I have any on hand? If I can get through this boss, it'll be a happy day. I've got pot roast. I've got some potions here. I'll start with the regular potions. Alright, don't come after me, bugs. Stop it! What the fuck? You know what's causing that problem? You know what's causing that problem. It's the fucking worms on the ground flinching me. I need to get out of the way of the bugs. The weird flying insects. Whatever they are. And the worms are flinching me. This is not a happy day, but you know what? That throwing axe makes all the difference. So I think I'm going to use that to get through the boss. It's very nice of them to give you a throwing axe, isn't it? I mean, some would say, well, it's a reward for people who go exploring and actually hit the candles to get the items inside. Well, you should be doing that at this point. In the bloody... You know what I should be doing as well? I should be trying to gather... This is getting a bit dumb. Yeah, okay. You're standing in a position where I can't do anything about you. What I should be doing is trying to gather more hearts before I take on this boss. There has to be a place where I can grind them nearby. It's not through you, obviously. I'll find a place where I can grind hearts. There are ways that you can grind them. You just need to find a candle that always drops one, like a large heart that gives you 5. And if it's close to an entrance or an exit, then that's great. Definitely not in that fucking direction. I'm not going to force myself to deal with that crap. What I could do... This is an option. Yeah, Lavazioth... The reason why he's got a different name there is because they're using the Japanese translation of Lavazioth, which is Volganos. And quite frankly, Volganos is a better translation because Lavazioth is just... I'm just lazy. It's literally Lava Plezioth. This is what we want. This is how we grind fucking hearts, ladies and gentlemen. Check this out. I knew that there was one nearby, because I've done this before. It was a while ago, but I remember doing it. I'm sure this isn't going to be all that fun to watch, but... it'll be over soon. I don't have that many fucking... heart slots. I don't know how else to refer to it. My maximum number of hearts is low. How about that? Will that satisfy you? I think that's the max, right? Unless it's 206. No, it's 209, okay. Well, there you go. Very good. Let's make our way back up to the save point. Save what we've done, obviously. That's why I went and reclaimed my holy water. Excuse me. And let's give this boss a good fucking shake. I reckon we can do it. I think we've already engaged in enough trial and error at this point. Unless the boss does get harder from this point. It's very important that we hit multiple parts of the monster with one axe. Very important. Fucking... I need to... How about insect? I think I prefer insect to bug. Bug sounds not dismissive, but a bit too colloquial. Okay. See, if I'm getting hit this often by the insects already, it does not bode well for the rest of the hunt. Now does it? Sort of depends on how well I can hold out. You know, can I deal the damage necessary in the time? I fucking hate these stupid things. They're so hard to avoid because they come down at you from above, so Well, there's always a way to deal with anything. You just have to learn what it is. You can sit here and complain all day, Doomling, but there is a way, there's a fucking technique to it. One thing you can do is use your mist form to reposition to a safe place. That's always an option available to you. Alright, now get your fucking potion out. Not just potions singular, but potions. Yeah, the sprite work, it's because this was on the PlayStation 1. What you're seeing here is the peak of 2D gaming. That's why the sprite work is so detailed. It's because by this point you were getting early 3D games, and so that this is a masterclass in late 2D, really. I don't think people would call it the golden era of 2D gaming necessarily, but see, I can still, while I can't actually use a potion while in mist form, I can still recover health from one that's already been used. So I can do that, you see. Now, I don't have infinite fucking MP here, so... And I don't know if a shield... Now, this is probably rather embarrassing to admit, but I don't know if a shield will passively increase my defense. It looks like it does, but I have a sneaking suspicion that it will only increase my defense by this much when I have the shield raised. In which case, that's not fucking helpful, is it? Because if I'm raising my shield, I'm expecting to take a hit, and if I'm expecting to take a hit, it should, to some degree, negate the impact, but that just raises your defense. You still get hit all the same, and it sucks. Obviously. Maybe I need to be a little less aggressive and try to avoid the insects a little better. I'm worried that in doing that, I'm still going to get hit anyway. That's my fucking fear. I just want to get the damage out before I die. That's really what needs to be done. You need to strike a balance, no doubt, between being aggressive and getting your damage out, and also surviving and avoiding getting hit. It's finding that happy medium that will be the difference between success and failure. You know what, I think I'm just going to keep my fucking high potions equipped at this point. How much does that recover? Alright. I won't use another one just yet. See, I'm not even hitting the fucking boss with that one. You can see it makes a big difference to collect the max number of hearts before you've even started, though, because what I can do is... There you go, that was good, that's effective. Let's fucking do that. Except when that happens, shit. This is definitely one way to do it, isn't it? Hey! Should have done that from the start. Position yourself with mist form, and then get a real good shot on the fucking body or the head or whatever. It could even be the case that you have to, towards the end of the fight, hit a specific part of the boss to actually kill it. Anyway, that wasn't actually too bad. I didn't have to use my heart refresh. I had to use 3 potions and 1 high potion, I think. I don't think I used 2 high potions. But yeah, I got through it. That's one good thing. Don't have to worry about that fucking boss anymore. I do realize that I didn't actually use my fist weapon even once, but I don't give a shit. If you think you're gonna have more fun watching me do that boss with only my fist, think again, mate. Because that would be the end of the fucking run, okay? I wouldn't be able to get past it, no one would enjoy that, and yeah, it's not happening. Goddess shield. It's fist only to suggest that I will only use fist weapons, not to suggest that I will only use a fist and nothing else. Fists. Fists are the only way I can harm enemies. No, that was not the point. And now that I've clarified that, we can hopefully move on. Whew. Surprisingly, I didn't actually get anything of Vlad from that. I was expecting a something of Vlad, but it was a health max up. The health max up is appreciated, but It did come as a surprise. What's this? Oh, Ring of Vlad. Never mind, I was fucking wrong. No, I am so wrong. It is the Ring of Arcana. And, whatever, what the fuck does this do? Increases rare item appearance. Well, great. If I need a rare item, I'll let you know, Ring. But in the meantime, you can bugger off. I feel cheated. I was expecting something of Vlad. I want to turn into my father. That was not my attempt at an Alucard impression. What was the line that I really enjoy? Oh yeah, the line that I really enjoy from Alucard is, "I'm interested in this." I can't perfectly imitate his voice, obviously, but you know, I can sort of imitate the phrasing and the tone of voice. "I'm interested in this." It's just weird. It's like, who goes to a shop and is like, "I'm interested in this"? It's like, just, or maybe that is normal, I don't know. It's just, if you hear it, if you hear him do it, like when he says it, it's just not natural. That's why I quote it in the way that I do. Inaccurately. Well, not inaccurately. The quote is correct, but obviously I can't, well, look. But yeah, obviously, I can't quite capture the essence of what makes it funny. But still, I'm interested in this. You know what? I haven't actually saved, so I'd better go fucking do that. Because you never know, there might not be a save point nearby, and I don't want to take that risk. Not at this stage. I don't know if it was in my original Let's Play of Symphony of the Night back in 2016, or if it was sometime more recently, but I was, just for comedic effect, just randomly throwing in, "I'm interested in this," and it must have been getting... obviously I wasn't doing it to the point of it being repetitive, but it kept me entertained at least. Must have entertained someone. You don't do it too frequently, you slip it in every now and again in certain situations, and it's funny. And there you go. Let's head on in. I didn't even need the bat form to get in this time. I definitely am suffering from a lack of hearts, which I will have to rectify, like so. To be completely honest, I could go and get them all back right now if I so desired, and I do rather desire it, so I might actually subject you guys to another round of this. Another round of this. But, you never know, maybe the guy who voiced Alucard in this game was a New Zealander. He's from New Zealand. But, you know, if he's saying this, then that would mean he probably is from New Zealand. That's exactly how they talk, by the way. But, yes, I said New Zealand in case you didn't pick up the swapped out vowels that I just imitated with perfect clarity. But anyway, I'm sure someone from New Zealand is offended. I'm joking, there's only like 3 New Zealanders who are on Twitch in the first place, and if any of them happen to watch my live stream, then I sincerely apologize. No, I've got nothing against New Zealanders. I just don't like the really strong New Zealand accent, in much the same way that I deride the strong Australian accent. I truly dislike it. So, there you go. It is one of my least favourite accents. But I won't start listing my least favourite accents, because then people will get offended. Now we really need to hope that I don't accidentally die. Now, I would certainly never intentionally die. Oh, a heart max up. Well, that wouldn't have automatically given me maximum hearts, let it be known. I think it would give me an increase proportionate to the amount that I had recovered in my maximum amount, but yeah. There is a save point here anyway, which I'm glad to see. I wasn't going to bank on it, because that is when you start to make mistakes. We don't want that. We don't want foolish mistakes to mar the recording and indeed spoil our enjoyment. I'm definitely going to have to do some backtracking later on if I want to continue down here. What do I do? You know what? I'm going to hold off on continuing in that direction, as in south. I'm going to head to the west instead. I'm not going to try and explain to you where precisely I'm going to go. There are a few places I haven't yet fully explored, and you may be able to see above, not the next save point, northwest of my current position, but the one after it. Just above there, there is a way forward, I think, so I'm going to try and take that. It may also not be a way forward, I don't bloody know. I can always hope that it is, but I'm going to pour myself some more wine, and I'll be back in just a moment. It's just my recording setup's very awkward at the moment. It's rather different to anything Monster Hunter related. I'm recording off a different television. Well, it's not like I'm recording the television. I'm certainly recording off a very different console. This is being recorded off a PlayStation 2. And I have to remind you every time, it's a pink PlayStation 2. With a pink controller and a pink memory card and a pink everything. But, aside from that, yeah, rather different to my usual recording setup. And things are positioned strangely. It's still a damn sight more comfortable than anything that I used to do in my previous residence, though. In my previous residence, or at my previous residence? Probably the first one, seeing as how poorly I enunciated the second attempt, or the second version. Second possibility. It'd be great if I could speak. Moving on. So our first port of call, I think, is to head up here. A great deal of patience is needed for Castlevania, as you can see. You need to be committed to... I actually pressed the button to jump incidentally. I don't want to be, you know, how do I say, nitpicky or anal retentive, but I did press the fucking button, so I do like to jump when I press the jump button. Especially when failing to do so results in death. And here we are, as Alucard the pinball once again. Anyway, what was I saying? It was something important. At least semi-important. Whatever. Here we are, this is one of the reasons why I backtracked. That is a life max up. That happens to be rather important. Anyway, I don't remember what I was saying before any of this, so let's just move on. I was about to start some topic of discussion. Oh yeah, how much money do I have? I think 30,000 is enough to get Joseph's cloak, you know. Should we get Joseph's cloak and become suddenly extremely stylish? It's a temptation. What would stop me is the fact that I'm really far away from any warp point. Oh, fuck. I think I might have missed a warp point. If my memory serves me well, I've missed a warp point, and that is entirely my fault, and I'm also an idiot. Well, it's my fault, what can I say? Instead of dwelling on it, we'll just move on. But yeah, I can't actually purchase Joseph's cloak unless I use a library card, which will take me to the library in the original castle, and then once I get Joseph's cloak from there, I'll have to make my way all the way back here, which is going to be a bit of a big deal. So Joseph's cloak will have to wait. It technically has better defense than my Twilight cloak right now. I don't think it's exceptionally more damage absorbent, but what it does offer is full color customization. That is to say, the inside of the cloak and the outside. We could also say the interior and the exterior. There's a bunch of cars honking their horns outside. which I don't appreciate. You know, if someone's crashed and flown through their front fucking windscreen, then fair enough. But if not, then shut up. It needs to be pretty dire for it to be worthy of interrupting my recording. I don't think that's a way forward. And you know what? If that's not a way forward, as a form of protest, I'm gonna fucking use a library card, seriously. Hand on heart, I'm gonna do it. Okay, it is a way forward. You're fucking lucky. And he falcon punched me in response. Okay, yeah, I understand, you know. Maybe I should have just stayed with the... whatever it's called. Mist form. Instead of trying to play the game normally. That was my first mistake, obviously. Alright, here we are. There is more for us to explore over here. There is a heart max up, which I'm always thankful to receive. And I don't know where to go from here. Up here, Doomlink. It's okay, don't panic. You just need to open your eyes. I hear that it helps when playing video games to indeed use the eyes that sit in your skull. And which have done so since the day of your birth, and indeed before then. Just not actively used. I can continue north further over here. Oh, that fucking sound again. I reacted to the sound before it happened because I could hear the lead up to it. I was immediately alerted to it. And I wasn't happy about it. There is a life max up that I missed last time I was coming through here. Wow. That's what happens when you've got so many different directions to go in. You can actually miss important things because you can't possibly explore every little direction because you don't know where each direction leads, and at some point you're going to have to backtrack. It's just this time around, the backtracking to that last little area took a bloody long time, and it so happened that that last little area contained a life max up. That's, again, Castlevania in a nutshell. That's just the game, and you have to live with it. It's not something to be frustrated by, it's something to embrace. And yet I do feel an element of frustration in explaining this. There is a war point, ladies and gentlemen. Holy fuck. Is that possibly an No, I don't think that's an invitation for me to use a library card. Because, unless I can... Because I think if I use a library card, the entrance to... Unless I don't know where I am. Where am I? No, actually, I will be able to get to a war point reasonably quickly once I arrive in the inverted castle from the regular castle. It's the one furthest south from here, and presumably I can use this to go to all available warp points currently, so one can hope. And this should take me to the other one, right? In which case I will library card my way to the library, which I will do right now. I have a few library cards on hand, so I'm not worried about wasting them. I'm not going to manually go to the library, if you can forgive me. As unreasonable as that might sound. I've got 4, so it's library card time. We are heading back to the original castle, ladies and gentlemen. And the castle exploration map is going to look a little different. There you go. Now let's make sure that we don't accidentally use another library card. The best way to avoid that is by unequipping it. Are you ready?
What can I do for you? I'm interested in this.
Yeah, it's not quite the same. I'm interested in this. It's a little different. Let me hear that again.
I'm interested in this.
I'm interested in this. See, I thought it was I'm interested in this, but it's I'm interested in this, I think. Again, I'm going based on my speakers. You can hear it very clearly. In fact, what I'll do is I'll boost it. I'll boost the volume for you. You ready? Hope you're ready.
Thank you!
I didn't mean to purchase that.
I'm interested in this.
That's for later listening. Okay. Just wanted to... I don't mind buying potions, I just, you know, kind of want Joseph's cloak. That's my focus at the moment. Am I going to become destitute just to have Joseph's cloak? The defense is the same! Oh my god, am I really going to become destitute just to look fancy? Dear lord. What am I doing with myself? I have come all this way, but the thing is the defense is the same. I'd be willing to do it if I got some increase in defense, but you have to realize that leaves me with only 650 gold, which is nothing. That's not much at all. I think I'm actually going to hold back on that. Like 650 gold isn't even enough to buy one potion. And I need some potions, so I'm going to purchase those. And...
Thank you.
How many can I even hold? What the fuck? I'll get maybe 2 high potions and that'll do me. Heh, thank you.
Farewell for now.
Yeah, bye. Farewell for now indeed. Was there anything else that I can buy? Can I buy any heart consumables from you?
What can I do for you? I'm interested in this.
Yeah. He sure is. Now. Don't want a hammer, I don't want any of that. A saber. I'm not seeing anything that... Where's the reverse cloak? Dual-coloured reversible cape. What? I don't get it. It's got 2 colours and I can change the interior and exterior colour? Oh, I don't get it. It's obviously not fully customizable like Joseph's cloak, otherwise it would be, you know, 30,000 or more gold. Well, I can't purchase anything else of real value unless I can sell gems. Maybe I'll sell gems. But to be completely honest, I don't think these have any value beyond... Oh my jumping fucking Jesus, look at this. I don't have any use for these outside of selling them.
Thank you.
Time to get Joseph's cloak.
I'm interested in this.
My god. I'm glad I remembered that I can sell that stuff. I don't have any use for them outside of that, so...
Thank you.
No problem.
Enemy
I'm
list.
interested in this.
Oh, it's a spoiler. Oh, Dracula. Haven't I already fought that arsehole? Maybe I haven't, I don't even remember. The point is, we now have Joseph's cloak, but I don't know how I want to colour myself. I actually have no idea. I can't think of a specific colour that I'd like. So if we... Wait, do I get better constitution? No, I get less constitution. Yeah, that sucks. Whatever. System... Cloak colour. Here we go. Wow. At the moment, it's totally black. What am I feeling like? I'm just playing around the spectrum of colours to see what excites my sensibilities. See, I always invariably end up with a colour like this. It's so fucking flowery, isn't it? Maybe I could go with green. You know, I've got a bit of a feeling that I want a green cloak. It's so inappropriate for Alucard. This is the problem. Having a fully customizable cloak, you just end up having something that would just look good on Alucard, and quite frankly, it's... I don't know. You know what I could possibly do? Sure, other people are better with RGB colours than I am, but... I sort of wanted to have a cloak that... I want a very faint green, very faint sort of green. Very dark green in there, you know. Let's try that for now. Let's see how that looks. Is that... See, it's not the same... I want more of a gold colour there. Yeah?
Farewell for now.
Yes. I feel like the interior is a bit... The lining, sorry. They use lining instead of interior, which makes a lot of sense to me. It just looks a bit too dark, doesn't it? It needs to be more like black, but... Maybe we'll go with that. I'm still not quite happy with green Nagakuga green. No, I don't think so. I don't think we want that. I like the color green, but I've decided that I would rather try to match his clothes color. But I can't get it quite right. That might just have to be close enough. Actually, I might be using the wrong point of reference here. I think I'm using the wrong point of reference. See, there is an actual lining to the exterior that I can't change the color of. I don't think adding blue is going to assist in any way, is it? No, it might actually soften that a little bit. No, it's too red. Let's go with that. Let's go with that for now. It looks stylish enough, I suppose. That way I'm not using some cloak that's clashing terribly with his outfit currently. It's not exactly the same, but it's hard to get it exactly the same. I suppose we'll just go with that. Yeah, Joseph's cloak, ladies and gentlemen. Whoop-de-doo. 30,000 gold just to look like Alucard should, maybe? You can either make him look like he should, or make him look just fucking awful. Just give him a hot pink cloak. Could do that as well if you want, but it's not really my thing. Okay, so what I need to do at this stage is make my way up to the warp point. I'm glad that there is one not too far away. Oh, fuck you, man. That's just offensive to me. I'm not actually concerned that you've hurt me. I'm offended that you've laid a hand on me. If that makes any sense. You know, it's not the damage you've dealt, it's the fact that you've made an attempt on my well-being. I got uncursed. That's right, you can grind uncurse from these guys if you are so inclined. I am not so inclined. I probably have enough of them. Probably from those very enemies, in fact. This is what I do when I want to get somewhere quickly. Okay? It's because I don't want to be hanging around in the standard castle for too long. I've spent enough time here already, thank you very much. Hello, Gorilla Man. Or just Gorilla Skeleton. It says Skeleton Ape. We could alternatively say Skeletal Ape. It doesn't particularly matter one way or the other. The point is that Skeleton Man... Or did I say Gorilla Man? I said Gorilla Man. Gorilla Man is just not good enough, because that is not an apt description. At all. I'm probably going to fuck around with the colours of this cloak off camera. I might just abandon matching Alucard's clothes and go with something else. Something really fucking ugly. But, anyway. Yes, this is where we want to be. We do have to some degree, manually make our way over to the inverted castle again, and then make our way to another warp point, and then we'll be back to where we were before. So from here we will take the bat form up. I would rather not be accosted by you. If you could show some restraint, thank you. I mean, he may not have done so, but at the very least I did kill him before he could do anything about the fact that I was there. There is a cross that you can get from that particular, well, don't really know what you'd call that. You can't call it a candlestick, I suppose you wouldn't call it a candle staff, maybe a candle... Yeah, the phrase isn't coming to mind right now. Certainly not a stick. You couldn't refer to that as a stick. That's unfair. Candlestick would imply something much smaller than that. That's a rod. Maybe candle rod. That wouldn't be totally out of order. Alright, here we are back in familiar territory. It is a little bit of a journey to this warp point or whatever. It's not totally unreasonable and intolerable. I can just about live with it. And there's the cross in the comparable Candle Rod location. I've settled with Candle Rod. If you don't like it, you're going to have to live with it. Unless you present to me a better alternative. Or perhaps the exact name of the object in question. I am far from learned in the ways of furnishings and all of the terminologies associated with such objects. Alright. We are slowly but surely making our way over to our progression point. We still have money, I'm pleased to say. We're not fucking destitute so that we can look fashionable. Because we sold things that have no use outside of giving us money once sold. So that has been taken care of. We're sitting on, what? How much gold? 11,883. Which is lovely. Much better than, 800. That was not great. By the way, there is a sound that you're about to be acquainted with. It is a familiar sound. But it is not one that any of us like, I don't think. I don't think there are many... Oh, can you stop it? I don't think there are many supporters of that sound effect in the audience at the moment. And I do say at the moment in reference to the live audience and the VOD audience. And there is a save point here. What the fuck? How could I miss this? I am a special individual. Very much so. Alright. So... I'm heading southeast from where I am right now. I worded it a little differently because I'm sick of saying current position over and over and over again. Alright. Fuck, I nearly forgot about my stab wound again. Nope. Not dealing with that. I'm just not in the mood, I'm sorry. I'm happy to see you going into bat for me. Bat? Yeah, he's going into bat for me, alright. But the reality is that, I could even say going into bat form me. I could really just have a double fucking pun. Neither of which would be funny on their own. And indeed, combined, they serve to achieve nothing in the way of humour. But anyway, I was remarking upon the fact that I appreciated that the bat was attacking the enemies for me, even though I had no desire to engage in combat with them myself. I was instead just trying to get past them. Oh god, we're about to have another situation. Much like the last one. I just don't want to deal with it. Okay? And I will go and save, in fact. Let's go and do that now. Someone's making funny noises. Sounds like a cat in heat. Hear that sound? Cat in heat. What are you called again? Salem Witch or something. Yeah, Salem Witch. Get over here. Get in my range so you can die. I don't see what you're so opposed to. I just want you to cease breathing. Can't imagine it being that disagreeable. A request. Oh, goodness gracious. So, as for the amount of progress we've made in this recording, I'd say it's been pretty good. I'm happy with what we've done. I'm not finishing up yet, but I probably won't do much more than 2.5 hours. It depends on how much I'm enjoying myself, of course, but you know, 2 hours, 2.5, we'll see. I'm not entirely sure just yet. I'm going to speed myself up through here because you've seen this before. Ugh. It's not actually all that late. It's almost 9 PM. I guess I'm yawning because, you know, I got up at 3:30 this morning. So, yeah. That makes 9 o'clock pretty late. 9 in the evening. But I think I'll be up fairly late tonight. Because to be completely honest, I don't anticipate going to sleep as early as I did before. Unless I'm really crushingly tired, but I don't think I will be. Oh, is it this fucking area? Is this the area that I think it is? Is it the one with the archers? Like the big, really big archers? Or perhaps not. No, I might be misplaced. Oh yeah, it's the fucking archers. Hello. That's the archer that I had in my head. The guy with the machine. But I guess the other archers are also problematic. Okay, well, this is an interesting thing to try and fully explore, by the way. It requires a lot of flying around, and hopefully I'll be alright in this place. I don't have too much confidence in myself. I'd love a fucking throwing axe right about now. And I'd love a few more critical hits. Yes, stop it. Cut it out. Get out of here. I got a diamond. Good for money, isn't it? Yeah. I'll never forget, you know, last time I was in Manchester, Manchester Airport, I actually heard someone go, "In it," and it was so funny. I just couldn't. I mean, I didn't erupt in laughter or anything. I wasn't just inconsolably beside myself, but you know, it was funny because I have even from back then. That was in 2018. Even back then, I very regularly went in it as a joke. You know, I talk with a bit of a yob accent, which sounds a bit more Cockney when I talk like that, to be completely honest. I guess I can't get a consistent accent of any sort if I'm making fun of the English dialect. But the point is that, well, perhaps dialect wouldn't be the correct term. It's just accent. They don't actually speak differently, although some would argue that they do. Yeah. To actually hear it in the flesh from a genuine article was fucking funny. It wasn't educational or especially humbling. It was just funny. Just funny. That was it. And yeah, that was my most memorable moment at Manchester Airport. Aside from the, I think, 10-hour wait that I had to endure for my flight that day, which sucked. See how I have to go back and try and explore different parts of this bloody room? I don't like this place. Ugh. Okay, if I hug the stairs, will this explore the part that I want to explore? It will, I guarantee you. See that? What a load of shit. This is insulting my intelligence. Alright, now I have to go into this corner or some crap. No, next corner. Okay, level me up. Great. Just get out of my face and I'll start smiling, okay? Yay, I leveled up. Alright, this corner? No. Is it this corner? Get away from me, you archer. It is that corner. Okay. And there's another corner, ladies and gentlemen. I should have dealt with this sooner, but I was so focused on my story about the innie that it was just, oh. I couldn't focus on the game. It was so funny. You could tell by how much I was laughing, but yeah. I do genuinely mean it when I say it was funny, okay? I'm just commenting on the fact that I'm going on about how funny it was, yet I wasn't laughing. But it was funny, and, you know, my other flight to the UK that came before that one, back in 2015, I also had a similar experience where I laughed at someone's accent. Or perhaps not laughed out loud, but, you know, I found it funny. I found it risible. And it was, you know, one of them, it was a male flight attendant, and he was an English guy. And he gave us 2 options for food that day. It was some red meat, and then one of them was chicken. And I'm sure that, I'm going to say lamb and chicken. You know, he had a choice between lamb and chicken, and the dishes had specific names, so it was blah blah lamb and blah blah chicken. But when he would say the word chicken, it wasn't chicken. Like CHIKEN. Or CKEN, if I knew how to spell. That would actually help. It was CHICKIN. Chicken. Is it chicken? Do you want the chicken? And I was like, oh, that is so funny. It was one of those moments when I was just like, oh, that is funny. What an accent. Chicken. And I had to listen to him say it to so many people. I could have tuned it out, most people would, but I actually honed in on that. I was like, hey, I want to hear him say chicken again, and he did. And it was funny. And for all I know, he may have spelt it without the C. But, well, the second C. Oh dear. Well, I don't know if I want to head into there just yet. But I'm definitely making progress in the inverted castle, one cannot deny that. But yeah, between Inye and chicken, they talk funny. But Australians talk real funny. Real funny. That's why I don't like them. Yes. Okay, so we have made it back to a location that I have already discovered, so we are going to head back to where I just went. And in all truthfulness, I think I will find my next save point and finish up. Because I've realized that there are a few things that I want to do before I actually get too tired to stay awake. I'm sure I will not be going to sleep as early as I did last night to allow for me waking up at an absurdly early hour. How much fucking health do you have, my friend? But it still might not be super late, so I want to make sure I can get the stuff that I want to get done. Walk into it, yes. Yes, walk into it. It may be totally unnecessary to throw multiple at once, you know. I don't know if you get the full effects of both. Like, let's say if you throw 4, do I get the full effects of all 4? I don't know. One can only hope. Oh, well, I got to a save point pretty damn quickly there, didn't I? Oh, goodness me. So that was a good run. Well, I shouldn't say run to refer to a single recording, because I'm using the word run to refer to, a playthrough effectively within this livestream series. And we are still only on the first playthrough of this livestream series. I don't regret making this the Castlevania livestream series, but it hasn't really progressed very much yet. I'm only on, the 7th recording? And it's been, as I suggested at the start of this recording, probably about 2 years since I began all this, so I'm moving at a snail's pace, but that's life, isn't it? Sometimes other things take your attention, and that is definitely what has happened with this livestream series. Not just the livestream series, but Castlevania as a whole. I have been focused on other things, and I do apologise to my Castlevania fans out there, of which there are precisely 0, and I say that to suggest that there are no people who only watch me for Castlevania. There are people who may enjoy my Castlevania stuff, but there's no one who can be described as exclusively a Doomlink Castlevania fan. Anyway, aside from that enlightening statement, I shall bid you all farewell. I do thank you all for watching. I do not know when I will record another one of these, but that is indeed all for now. That's all there is. There isn't any more.